Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what is worth cutting out of your life and what is worth keeping. A little bit on how to save money and buy things correctly, that type of stuff. So let's start with a little story. So I used to be addicted to buying like cheap T-shirts and like stuff like that. I go to like TJ Maxx or Marshalls when I was bored, and I kind of walk around and I find a T-shirt that's like a $40 T-shirt for $5 or $7, whatever it is, and then maybe a pair of jeans that was like a $80 pair of jeans and be for like $10-15. So like you don't think that adds up, but it starts to add up, and a lot of times it would be something that this doesn't really fit me that great, or it's not exactly my style, but hey, it's such a good deal. It's like whatever it happens to be, 50-70% off, that I'll get it. I'm sure I'll wear it eventually. And then I would find that like at the end of the year, at the change of the season, I'd have all these extra clothes that I'm like, why would I own this? It's boxy, it doesn't fit right, it's weird style, like just different things like that you'd start to add, that start to like accumulate in your closet and you don't even notice. And then you notice that you're making money. At the time I was working just like part-time. I wasn't really making all that much money, and I was wondering, like, I was living at home, so I was like, why don't I have money if I don't really have that many expenses? So I'm not saying that the expenses are like just the clothes. I wasn't spending that much on clothes. It was maybe like $10 to $20 a week. But I think a lot of people do that. And if you do that and you combine it with a few other things that you do consistently, it might be going out for Starbucks a couple times a week, going out for dinner once or twice a week, just getting, like, there's just so many different things. Could be getting makeup, getting, I just love this coffee mug, and I'm going to put it in the closet. Like, there's just so many things, and then eventually you end up having to throw a lot of it out, because like the makeup will get old. I didn't buy makeup. That was the analogy my wife used when I asked her if she had anything like this that she did. Or the mugs, they start to stack up so quickly. So actually, with the mug example, so when we moved here, we had a couple mugs with us, but we knew they just add up. People give you mugs all the time. So don't really go out and buy your own. I'm not saying like don't go out and spend $5 on a mug. It's not really going to matter in the end, but it's the things that you do consistently that continue to add up. You spend that $10 a week on like this one thing. At the end of the year, that's $500. If you have, 10 different things, that's $5,000, or two different like two different things, it's $1,000. Like these things continue to snowball. So think about saving that $5 to $10 a week. And just see how that adds up over time. If it's something that genuinely makes you happy, that is a good thing to spend your money on. If it's something that makes you happy for 5 minutes and then you don't notice it the next day, like maybe getting a drink, getting, going out to dinner, buying a T-shirt that you're not going to wear, might make you feel better right at that time, but the next day it's not going to make you feel any better. So when you go out to buy something, or you go out to dinner, or you go to the movies or something like that, just ask yourself, well, can I be just as happy doing something else that is completely free? Or is this really going to add value to my life? Am I going to be happier doing this? Most of the time, if you are honest with yourself, you will be just as happy being, doing something free, hanging out with your friends, going for a walk. Just put yourself in a position to succeed. So I now no longer go to TJ Maxx or Marshalls unless I specifically need something, just because I don't want to put myself in that position, because I know I can go in and not buy something. Like, I do have that much control over myself, but I don't want to put myself in the position that I know that I have a problem with this. So why would I put myself in the position if I know that every time I go into the gas station, I buy a soda? I just won't go inside. And then maybe I won't buy that soda, and maybe I'll buy water instead. Maybe I'll buy a gallon of water and keep it in the car, so that way I always have something to drink and I don't need to run into the store and buy a $1 water or something like that. Just little things where you can optimize your life just a little bit and just do things a little bit different, prepare, and put yourself in a position to succeed. I think that's really helped me a lot, and I think that's something that might help you a lot. It does really help your mindset if you know that you have control over your life, and you know you're doing things efficiently, you know you're not wasting money. A lot of people have like buyer's remorse or stuff like that, where they're like, I know I really shouldn't be getting this, but hey, it makes me feel good. Like, does it really make you feel good, or is that 30 seconds worth of feeling good just gonna pass? And then also another thing that has helped me save money and help me think a little bit differently was, I think, is this $10 t-shirt or this $10 dinner worth, depends on what you're making, but is it worth, an hour of my life? Because after, you go work, if you make $12 an hour and then you give taxes and whatever, so like you're making $10. So is that worth an hour of my life to buy this t-shirt? Probably not. One little tip, if you do have a problem with clothes, this is not all about clothes, it can be anything in life, but if you do have a problem with, you have a decent amount of clothes, maybe stop buying. I haven't bought any jeans. I did buy one pair of jeans because most of mine had holes in them. But I put a bunch of them in a bin, and then I went through after the summer. So I did that like midway through the summer, and then I went through again, and I threw out a couple shirts that had gotten bad, and I just took a few more that I already had out of the bin, and that way you can like shop from yourself for a while until you start to use up those clothes that you already have. A lot of people do this with food, with a lot of different things, where you're not happy with what you have, so you just got to be choose to be happy with what you have, and actually use what you have before you get new stuff. Even food, a lot of people have leftover food, and they'll just throw it out because they want a new meal. I'm not saying you have to eat the same meal 5 times in a row, but usually it wouldn't make you any less happy if you have that same meal one more time and you save the $5 on making a whole new meal and throwing this meal out. So it's just doing things a little differently to try to optimize and save that little bit. But if you do save that little bit, that $5 a week, but you do it in 5 different places, that can really add up quickly and let you start saving and progressing as a person, and then just saving up so that you're able to invest and hopefully, let that snowball a little bit. So that's pretty much my point with that. So the last thing I'd like to leave you with is, it is a choice to be happy for the most part. You could choose to be happy doing anything, eating anything, wearing anything. It is your choice to be happy at any point in time. You can have 2 people doing the exact same thing. One can be happy and one cannot be happy. So you have to make that conscious decision that today I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be a good person, I'm going to be, I'm not going to buy this. I am a person who has self-control. Give yourself a reputation of having self-control. Say I'm a person who is calm, level-headed, has self-control, makes responsible decisions. If you tell yourself that enough times and you believe that, it's going to become true. I'm not saying like lie to yourself and tell yourself you're the greatest person in the world. Just give yourself that reputation of, I am not a person who wastes money on that. I am not a person who goes out on the weekends and spends $100 on drink. That's just not what I do. I might take my own drinks with me. I might, do something like that. I might just do things a little differently and just give yourself that reputation to live up to. And people will respect you for it. I think you'll find that a lot of people are struggling with money. I was reading a little bit before this, and I think it was 46% of Americans spend more than they make each month. So a lot of people are dealing with this too. And if people see you taking control of your finances and taking control of your life and practicing self-control, they will respect you for that. They might say, hey, like don't deprive yourself like this. Like, you're like, man, I'm not depriving myself. I am just as happy, and I don't have to go out to dinner to make myself happy. I'm able to be happy eating dinner at home. I'm able to be happy not having this new shiny object because I'm happy in myself. So that's just what I'd like to leave you with. If you got any value out of this, please like and subscribe. It really helps as I'm trying to grow this channel. And thank you very much for taking your time.